It is Tuesday, February 21st, and Marvel Snap has dropped a bit of a surprise balance patch and general update on us. Happy news with this update. The Series 4 and 5 downgrades that we were made aware of are happening early. So, note at the top here is relevant. If you haven't updated your game yet, make sure you do that in your App Store or on Steam. Once you do that, these cards will be downgraded series. Personally, I'm looking forward to trying to build some Darkhawk decks if it is still playable post-change. So card updates came in this patch, and there's some awkward head scratchers, if I'm going to be completely honest. And the first dev comment here kind of gives us some insight on why they're head scratchy. We prepared this balance change before the Silver Surfer and Zabu nerfs went live, which is a little bit of an oof. So the Zabu and Surfer changes went live a little bit ago at this point. So this patch and these changes are targeting a format that is long gone at this point. Most notably, Darkhawk is losing a point of power, and Darkhawk's been pretty absent from the current metagame. So I'm looking forward to trying him, but I think Darkhawk was struggling even with his base 1 point of power, and losing that is definitely not ideal. Copium, 8 power Darkhawk doesn't die to Shang-Chi, so maybe that helps in spots. The next change is, I'm going to be blunt, the next change is rough. I think there's some discussion in the community that Thanos decks were already on the rise and potentially one of the better things you could be doing in Marvel Snap at the moment, and they actually just gave Thanos a strict buff. None of the stones are changed. Thanos is base 11 power now, and he kicks himself up to 21 power when you have Power Stone and everything else going on. The most powerful thing about Thanos has always been the stones, but this is gonna make his kind of fail state even better in a deck that was already pretty powerful. The next change is also one that I am potentially apprehensive of. Sandman has been changed from a 4-1 to being a 5-5. I will say I like that this potentially pushes Sandman in the direction of this card is designed to stop people from going crazy on turn 6. However, Electro, Wave, Psylocke, Sandman's going to regularly get put into play on turn 4 in decks that are built around doing it. This change, in a way, almost feels like a, hey, stop complaining about Deathwave, just play Sandman. And I'm curious to see how the format ends up feeling with a 5-5 Sandman potentially being a metagame force moving forward. Up next, we have, I know I was a little negative on all three of these changes, but the next changes are good. I want more of this. These cards below are rather weak at the moment, so we're giving them a small buff to help them perform better. Not even joking, I think every single week in Marvel Snap, they should just be looking at the cards that see no play or have bad performance while having very little play and just do changes like this. All three of these cards were basically shit before the patch, and giving them all 1 extra point of power potentially changes that. Giving something 1 point of power is overall a very small change, and it's very possible that one or more of these cards are still bad, but I think when it comes to talking about regular balance passes, this is what I want to see, not just toning down things that are potentially too good, but there's a number of cards in Snap that are underplayed and underpowered. Give them some love consistently. Changes like this and the Wolverine buff we saw in the previous patch are excellent, and I hope we see more of it. This patch also has a bunch of really good QOL and consistency stuff in it. So Yondu now accurately reads it destroys the top card of your opponent's deck, which makes sense considering it reduces the cost of death and it makes power for null. So this wording lines up now with how the ability has always played out. As an ongoing effort to improve card and location text, we've adjusted everything that currently says when you play a card to say after you play a card instead. We hope that makes it more clear. So these are not functional changes, but these look to clear up some of how the card works based on the wording, which is a good change. Some really interesting location updates, a couple of which are functional here. So Scar now puts the card into play at the end of turn. So the timing on this is different now, and they're doing that because they're looking to kind of mitigate some of the awkward interactions with things like Storm and Wave, which I think is a good change. There are some text-only updates to a number of things here that just look to add consistency. And then this is a noteworthy change. Clintar Symbiote now costs 4, I assume, so it no longer dies to Killmonger. So that's a great change as well. As far as bug fixes go, there's a bunch of good bug fixes here that I'm not going to completely call out. The patch notes are going to be linked in the video description down below, or if you're watching this being recorded live, I just dropped them in Twitch chat. The number one bug fix I want to call out here is that Absorbing Man's effect can now be doubled by Wong, Karmartaj, and Odin. So there was some question on whether or not it not doubling was a feature or a bug. I'm glad that they considered this a bug. The kind of intuitive user expectation with this card on these doubling effects is that it would double, and it seems like this cleaned that up. Honestly, while the balance patch changes here are running like 3 weeks behind with a buff to Thanos and Darkhawk here getting a nerf, overall, this seems like a pretty good patch. Yeah, we got Mysterio illusions now use my variant, which is great. I have a sick Mysterio variant that's always been sad, so I'm glad that we got a lot of good QOL and cleanup in here. I'm glad we got some good buffs here at the bottom. I am scared how Sandman is going to play out. I think the Thanos buff is probably a mistake, but we'll see how that goes. And Darkhawk definitely is getting punched while he was down, losing this extra point of power. At any rate, if you're watching this shortly after it published, I'm currently live on Twitch. I'm live on Twitch every single day, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. Central till about 4 or 5 p.m. Central. Drop on by. Shout out to everybody here live in chat, tolerating me recording this live. Thanks for hanging out, everyone.